If you're planning to do Masters of Architecture in 2026, do not go ahead and select a country based on just one famous universities that you have seen, or if your friends have recommended that. The right way of selecting the universities will be, first, if the architecture industry and construction industry is actually growing in that country, the salaries are worth the investment that you are putting into it, the country accepts international students, the universities there accept international students or not, then your overall cost of education should also make sense. In this video, I'm going to rank top 5 universities for Masters of Architecture, and the ranking of these universities are based on real life factors such as current growth rate, pay, the national salary average, the cost of education, what the country's economy is looking like, and the overall acceptance of international students into those universities. And guys, before moving ahead, I would like to request all of you, even if you are here for the first time or you are a repeated viewer, please go ahead, hit a like and subscribe to this channel. And without any delays, let's get started with the video. So number 5th on my list is Singapore. This is the only Asian country that I will ever suggest you to do your Masters of Architecture in, because first reason I have is majority of the courses that are offered in this country are in English, so you don't have to learn any other language. Second, it is close to India or any other Asian country, so you don't have to go all across the world to go and give and do your studies. Third is the economic factor. It has a really steady government, it has a really good GDP, it has few of the best international firms having their head offices in that country. Overall, the perspective for architecture and construction and growth over there looks pretty good. Now let's talk about the educational aspect. In education, it has few of the best universities and well-renowned universities in the world. The cost of education is a bit higher over there, where you might have to spend around 40 to 50,000 US dollars for a 2 years master's courses. But again, once you start earning, the best part is the average national salary for a postgraduate in masters would be around 70 or 60,000 US dollars. Which is a pretty decent amount for a person who has done their masters in that country. The drawback of this country is that they give a limited work permit. They give an 12 months work permit where you can go ahead and search for your job in your industry. Once you get a job, you will have to, or your employer will have to sponsor a work permit for you, and you can keep working for that company. So it's not an open work permit. Once you leave that company, you will have to ask your other employer to give you a sponsorship for your work permit. So this is the only drawback that I see for this specific country. Living expenses are a bit high, but once you start working in that country and earning in their currency, it will be an okay amount for you. The universities that I would recommend would be the National University of Singapore, then the Nanyang Technological University, then the Singapore University of Technology. Now coming on number 4th is the country where I am right now. It's Canada, and I would say that Canada has a really good student permit to work permit program, where you still get 3 years of work permit after completing 2 years of masters, which is a really good thing for us because we are investing a very huge amount. But the things that I don't like about Canada, I have already mentioned in a lot of videos that I have made. That's the climate. The GDP is a bit slow, but the beneficial factor is that the government is pushing for more and more construction. They have a huge landmass for development. They have the requirement of having more houses, more facilities, more medical stores, more hospitals, more of everything. This country needs a lot of development, and that's why I feel like still I can prefer Canada because of their work permit and the growth perspective, not the current growth, but the growth perspective of this country. The best parts about this country is the work permit that I have already said. The education is not as expensive as you would find it in US. In USA, average Masters of Architecture education goes up to 60,000 US dollars, but here you can do it for 40,000 US dollars. So that's the average amount that you will have to spend in this country. The best universities in this country are University of British Columbia. If you could get into that university, you should definitely go there. University of Waterloo is also really good. McGill University is again a good university. I have few friends in that university which have given a really good reviews about that. So these three universities are something that you can target. University of Toronto is also one of the best universities in Canada. So you can definitely, formerly it was known as University of Ryerson University. Now it's University of Toronto. These are the best universities over here. So if you don't mind the cold weather, if you don't mind spending 40,000 US dollars, you can definitely come to this country and have a future here. It has a really good perspective for the future and also really good perspective for a long-term stay. If you want a permanent residency, if you want to become an architect over here, if you want to stay for a longer time, then this country is really good for you. Next country on my list is one of the countries that has really good impression all across the world for its sustainability, for its mindset for construction and the architecture, and how they are managing and experimenting with urban growth and urban technologies. That is Netherlands. Netherlands is, I wouldn't suggest the best, but it is one of the most progressive countries when it comes to sustainability and modern construction. The computational design industry, the BIM, all the modern aspects of architecture are being done in this country. So it's not on the back front, but this country is on the forefront of the industry. The average tuition fees for this country is around 40,000 US dollars, which is kind of similar to Canada. The master's course are mostly for 2 years. The drawback part is the work permit. Here you get 1 year conditional work permit or the orientation permit, that's what they call it. So in this time, you will have to find a job in your own field and then you can apply for a skilled worker permit for that. Then you can apply for a skilled worker permit and then you can continue working in that country. So that's one of the drawbacks, I would say, because it is always very critical for us to find a job. And if you don't find a job, it becomes really difficult to sustain yourself in that country and then you will have to leave. The universities that I would suggest is Delft University, then Edenhof University, then I have University of Groningen. Next on my list is United Kingdom. Yes, I am surprised as well that why did I choose this country. So the first reason that I chose this country is because the number of universities that they have and number of courses that they have. They are still one of the best in the world for the universities that they have. So the number one university for architecture based on the QS ranking is Bartlett University. Bartlett University is part of University of London and it is on number one in the entire world. So I couldn't, even if I don't want to, I couldn't leave UK out because UK still gives 3 years of work permit after you complete 2 years of your master's degree. And again, universities of UK are renowned all over the world and their degrees are valid in a lot of Commonwealth countries. Australia, Canada, even in US, they accept RIBA certifications. So these become overall factors for me to select UK as a master's degree destinations. Now coming to the tuition fees. Tuition fees is around 40 to 50,000 US dollars for 2 years of your education in UK. But again, once you find a job, you can definitely pay it off in 3 years because again, you are getting an unconditional work permit in that country. So that is something that I would also like to prefer. Now coming to the colleges, Bartlett University, Bartlett School of Architecture is one of the colleges that I would definitely ask you to please apply there. Second is Manchester University. It is again one of the best in the world. You can definitely apply there. And University of Bath. It offers really good programs. So definitely go ahead and check it out. And guys, all the links for these universities, courses link, I have mentioned in the description. So please go ahead and look and check the description out to go directly to these universities courses and you can decide on yourself as well. Number one on my list is something that I usually ignore But given the current circumstances of the world and the global economic order that is going on around the world, I would suggest that this will be one of the best options for you. This country is very famous for the things that it has and for the architects that it has produced. This is Germany. Germany has free education, which is surprising, but it is very true. It has free education in which you will have to pay less than 10,000 US dollars for your 2 years degree. This is actually nothing when you compare it with any other country in the entire world. It is actually nothing in front of India as well. So I would suggest if you can learn German, a B2 level German, basic German, then definitely you can get into this country. And they have really good universities as well. The cost of education, as I said, is very low. Again, the postgraduate salary in this country is pretty good. You can earn from anywhere from 60,000 euros to 70,000 euros, depending on the level of experience you have. The construction philosophy is also not very out of the box. They construct mainly by bricks and concrete. So it's not like Canada where you will have to transition to a totally different type of construction techniques, that is the timber work that we have here. But overall, that's why I have chosen this country. And for work permit, you will get around 18 months of work permit where you can find a job in the industry that you are from and then apply for a work permit extension. And you can continue working over there till your work permit expires or you need to extend it again. So that's one of the okay thing. I wouldn't say that that's the best thing, but there are some drawbacks in every country. But I think 18 months is still enough time where you can find a job and apply for your work permit extension. And also, because you are not investing that much in your degree, there is no drawback in going to Germany. The best universities, I would say the University of Munich. One of my friend was in that university, so I can vouch for that. And another is Frankfurt University. So these two universities are really good. They offer courses in English for Masters of Architecture. So you can definitely go and check these universities out. Again, the link are in the description. So please go ahead, check that out. And guys, if you like this video, please go ahead, subscribe to this channel and like this video. And I will see you soon.